Huh. All right, well, there's only 3 to go, so I might as well take them. Steve Young, Brexit Britannia, would you like to do a little video chat with Nigel Farage? I have not ever interviewed Nigel, but I've been at a few events with him. I sat next to him at a dinner up in Canada once. And I actually was one of the very few times when I was actually embarrassed of myself because I was just trying too hard to be funny in that particular case. And it really diminished, it just diminished me. You know, I was at an event in Canada several years ago. He was there at the table. And I was just trying too hard to make a good impression. And after it was over, I just realized, don't do that again. That wasn't good. It wasn't just wit. It was just a question of, you know, you went in trying to, like, you know, this set of like jokes, and it was, don't do it. But it looks like it's done. Looks like it's signed. And I have to tell you, I don't know much about the Comey thing that dropped yesterday or today. But I have to say, when the Attorney General says that he's committed all of these egregious offenses and we've decided not to prosecute, in this case, I am deeply hoping and somewhat convinced that they're not going to prosecute him for these minor, relatively well, it's treason, so that's how minor it is. But that Barr's going after the whole shooting match. He's going to drop these charges to get him on conspiracy, you know, treason, something with real good hooks on it. Because I can't imagine that he wouldn't, if he, like I said, I haven't seen the report in such detail, but if he has prosecutable, actionable evidence that would win in court, the fact that he says he's not going to take it to court is telling me he's going after bigger fish. I hope so. I hear people saying that, but I've heard people say that for a long time. I won't believe it until I see it. If I ever see these people perp walk, I will have confidence in the country. And if they're not, if Hillary and Comey and Strzok and all the rest of them, if they walk away with this, then I just won't. I will no longer have confidence in the rule of law. People saying, "How can treason be minor?" I was being arch there. That's the term for that. It's being arch. It's kind of an irony that's very dry. Anyway, do a couple more, I think, then I'll be on my way. Christopher Dale Goodwin, do you wear pants during the lounge? Well, it depends. I do for the anniversary shows, certainly, because I think to not wear pants during the anniversary shows would be just a sign of a lack of respect for my audience. One of the reasons I'm so fond of speaking in front of a podium is it gives me a chance to be a lot more comfortable, not have to wear any pants when I'm doing a big speaking event. The problem with that is that many times you have to come in from the side off stage, so you really kind of need to know in advance really what your actual stage setup is going to be. But to answer your question, I would say that and my wife will back me up on this, it is my philosophy in life to go around wearing pants as infrequently as possible and still retain the good graces of civilized people everywhere. Let's see. So moving on. Hey, look at that. Top fan Eric Blake. Oh my God, I realize there's a picture there. I might actually get a look at Eric Blake after all this time. Hey, hold on a second now. Let's go. It's not my fault. I just... Come on. So that's Eric Blake. Well, now it's all clear to me. Okay. How you doing, Eric? Let's see. Where am I? Back here. All right, Eric, good to see your face. I'm trying to get back on Facebook. Facebook is so bizarre the way when you own the page, it just stacks so many things in such a weird order. Okay, now everything's all shuffled, so I'm just gonna have to go through it here. Just Eric Blake. Okay, I got 2 questions from him. I don't think. Sorry. All right. Anyway, 2. Yeah. All right. Top fan Eric Blake. Says, the coup of the century would be you booking Elon Musk to come on the Stratosphere Lounge as a guest, no? Regardless which person you've interviewed in your career as a pundit was the hardest to book, and who was the easiest? I haven't had much experience booking people. Rush is tough to get a hold of. Rush is understandably reluctant to do a lot of public speaking, especially interviews, because he's pretty deaf. He's pretty much deaf. It's not a secret. He's not just hard of hearing. He's really very, very difficult for him to be in conversations with people, which is such a shame. Although any time Rush is spending talking to somebody else is time that Rush isn't talking himself, and that is wasted time. When Rush is on, he's the king. He's the undisputed king. He has Rush Limbaugh taught me a lot. I never listened to his show. I never listened to anybody's show. I never ever do. I've never watched a Glenn Beck show. I've never watched a Levin show, Crowder. I've never watched Ben or any of them. I don't watch them ever, and I don't watch them because I don't like them very much. No, I don't watch them because I don't want to be talking somebody else's, not their talking points. I just don't. If I have an original thought, I want it to come from the vacuum. I don't want to pick up something that somebody said in passing and then pretend like it's mine. So I just kind of keep away from that. But yeah. Anyway. So Rush is a difficult person to book. I guess if I had to say the easiest person to book, I'd have to go with Scott Ott on that one. I think Scott and I are equally easy to book. I think Scott and I, basically the phone rings, and before we find out who it is, it's like, ring, we'll do it. And that's pretty much for both of us. But I don't have a lot of experience booking.